So, okay, since quitting my job, I've traveled to 28 countries, I believe, or no, 23, I think, somewhere around there. And I won't list all of them off, but some of the like really cool ones that I've loved have been like the Balkans, Albania, Bosnia, Montenegro, Kosovo. I spent a month on an island off of Denmark, which was really cool. I did that this summer working on a farm on an island in Denmark. It was so random, but so awesome. I've done India and Pakistan and Turkey,
Chloe.
Colombia, Ecuador. Yeah, a lot of really, really cool places and a lot of places that there wasn't a lot of tourists, which is kind of my favorite place to go. Like when you can really feel like, because there's no tourists there, they're not trying to cater their culture or their experience to tourists. It's just a very like local culture, like take it or leave it kind of thing. And those experiences I find are the most interesting when you're traveling because that's like you really want to know the country when you go. You don't want to know this kind of, I don't know, catered to or curated experience, right? So I had a lot of those like in India and Pakistan, Turkey.
Were there any specific circumstances that you think back to and you had a moment when you thought, oh my goodness, this is so bizarre that I'm here doing this right now? Any moments that just stick out in your mind and you're like, this is so weird? Not necessarily like terrible moments, but do you know what I mean? That kind of surreal, like, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I yeah, so many of those moments. And I think those moments are important because you need to have the hindsight like that this is such a unique experience and it gives you so much more appreciation for what you're experiencing. I would say when I made it to, we hiked to the Nanga Parbat base camp in Pakistan this year. It's the ninth highest mountain in the world. And there was nobody on the trail. It was insane. And it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And I was getting paid to be there because I was on a group trip. And it was just one of those things that I thought, if you had told me that I was going to do this, like in 2022 or something, I would not have believed you. I would have thought you were crazy. And here I am, and it's happening, and it's so much better than I could have imagined. I think that was one, like, I think just living and working on a farm on an island off of Denmark was so random, but it was such a good time. Um, like they had a bison sanctuary on the farm and we just rode our bikes all over this island. We would go do like a cold plunge in the morning and then we'd go to the bison sanctuary, like see the bison hiking around. It was like, it's so random. There's so many of these random moments that just, even at the beginning of this year, if you had told me I was going to do that, I wouldn't have believed you. And it makes me so excited for every time I go out to do a new trip because I just think like there's so many people that I don't even know exist right now that I'm going to meet and they're going to be amazing. Like they're going to change my life in some way. There's so many moments I'm going to have that I could never have foreseen. And they're going to be some of my favorite moments of this year. There's so many places that I don't even know exist that are going to become some of my favorite places. It's so exciting that there's so many possibilities every time you leave. And I think it makes leaving a little bit less scary because it can be a little daunting when you're embarking on this huge trip and you don't have like a return flight home. You don't know when you're coming home. You don't know where you're going to go. But to me, I just like, wow, there's so much that can happen here. And time again, it's like the universe has shown that there's so much to see. And you just have to be open to it.